Studio Sweat On Demand here with the lovely sidekick Bethany.
Hi guys.
What up, girl?
Just finished teaching a class. That's why I look so beautiful
Gorgeous.
today.
Hey, sweat is beautiful. I know, I was watching my Stretch and Restore that I just filmed, and it was right after a class. I'm like, I look hideous, but it's okay.
You totally did.
You know, that's part of keeping it real, guys. I did.
Yeah, you did.
I know, it was
kidding.
like my worst ever. Hey, here, let's talk about, we haven't done a nutrition vlog for a while, so I wanted to talk about 10 things to avoid that have massive amounts of added sugar in them that a lot of people think are good sources.
Healthy foods?
Yes, exactly.
It's so deceptive. That darn sugar.
It really is. So we're just literally going to pound through this list of 10 things. Number 1, yogurts, especially the Greek yogurts that are so popular right now. So I'm going to, Eric, maybe you can blur out this brand, but this is a vanilla yogurt, and it is going to be a little bit better and have a little less sugar than those that have the added fruit in them. So if you have to have that sweetness and you're not a fan of the plain yogurt, at least go down to a vanilla and add your own berries, okay? Because there's a boatload of sugar in those ones that have the added fruit. Look at the ingredients.
I'm tapered down to this now.
Very good. Good for you.
I can't do the plain. It's just way too better.
And tell them what I usually suggest, you know, for people that are trying to taper down to less sugary yogurts.
Add a fresh fruit, like berries, strawberries, blueberries, honey.
Honey's good actually too. Honey's better. But what I suggest is that people use half and half. So use half plain, half vanilla. So I always suggest that, and that way you start to get used to the taste of the plain yogurt a little bit more. So it doesn't have to be like,
because it is different.
It is different. I love it, but I took a little time to get used to it.
I'm not there yet.
All right, number 2, guys, juices and smoothies. Okay, there are boatloads of added sugar in, you know, your favorite juice shop or even the pressed juice. There is a boatload of added sugar in there. Check the carbs.
I was gonna say, and carbs.
I'm just saying, well, it kind of goes hand in hand.
It's hard because you think you're making like a really healthy choice, and then you turn it around and you read that label and you're like, oh man.
Right.
So I had one girl who was like, what do you think of this drink? And it was one of those
pressed
juices.
Yeah.
And I said, flip it around and read that ingredients, because I bet you $10 your carbs and your sugars are going to be through the roof.
Right.
Maybe drink just half of it on one day, half on the other.
Yeah, or not at all.
Or not at all.
Or go for some water.
Or if you bought it, you just need to drink it because you bought it. Like, do half one day, half the other day.
No. I disagree with that theory. I'm not a clean your plate girl if your plate's too full. But sometimes I will only drink orange juice for the vitamin C benefits if I'm traveling or feeling sick, but otherwise I'm going to eat my calories, meaning chew, not drink. Okay, next one, number 3, balsamic vinaigrette dressings, or vinaigrette dressings in general. So you get your favorite Italian dressing. Believe it or not, folks, there is a ton of added sugar in most of those restaurant or store-bought vinaigrette dressings or Italian dressings. My suggestion, ask them to just do a little oil and vinegar for you.
That's all I ever have.
Yep. And then you can add a little salt and pepper to flavor, and it tastes amazing. It tastes so fresh. So try that. I also like them to toss it in for me lightly. And so don't be scared anytime you go to a restaurant or you're out and about. Ask them to toss it in for you lightly. And you know, their first question every time is, would you like it on the side? No, I would not like it on the side, because then I always add too much myself, because they have the big bowls in back where they can toss it, and it coats all the lettuce and spinach so nicely. When you have a little tiny bowl, you can't, and it just clumps. So just ask them to toss that lightly for you. Okay.
Or no dressing.
Yeah, if you have like cottage cheese or something with it to wet it, but otherwise it's super dry. Next one, dried fruits. For example, cranberries. Let's go to those salads. What's one ingredient that's almost always in a restaurant salad?
Cranberries.
Cranberries. No cranberries, please. There is a ton of added sugar in dried fruits, ladies and gentlemen. Next one, meat sauces. When you go to your favorite steakhouse and they've got those delicious sauces over the meat, tons of added sugar, believe it or not.
Really?
In those.
It's so funny because there's so much of these things that I don't eat that I'm like, really?
Yeah,
really?
Tons of added sugar. That's one thing I would say, do get on the side and just do a little dip, you know, if you want to try it, because they are delicious and those chefs are so good. So,
see, I always, when we have a steak at home, I just It is steak. It's straight steak, and it's so good.
Sure, so at home, but at restaurants is where you're gonna find those meat sauces, right? All right, going down to the next one. Almond butter. Oh my gosh, almond butter's so good for you, la la la.
Do you like the notes? I didn't know they were going to be saying this. I was like, my
fave.
No. I can't even have it anymore. I've outlawed it.
Yeah, because we're seeing a lot of those people that are going to eat clean, which I have a lot of respect for in some ways, but we're seeing them beef up.
Yeah.
Meaning gain a ton of weight because they're
eating the whole jar of almond butter.
Too many legumes and nuts, and that means a huge increase in added fat and added sugar in a lot of cases. So easy on the almond butter. Check the ingredients to see if there is added sugar, because you can find some brands that are better than others. So just be careful. I'm not saying outlaw it, but
I had to.
Moderation, because you couldn't help yourself. You're like,
stop.
I know.
Like, I love peanut butter and almond butter, and I just
fully get it. Protein bars. This is a common one. A lot of you already know this one, but find those protein bars that don't have added sugar or have limited added sugar. Turn it around, look at the ingredients. If it says as the very first ingredient, anything syrup, rice syrup, corn syrup, high fructose corn syrup to be, the worst case scenario, put it down and reach for one that has less added sugar. And remember, corn syrup or syrup is sugar. It's just another fancy way of saying it, okay? Wheat bread, okay? A lot of wheat breads have a ton of added sugar in them, so flip it over, read the ingredients, see what the first ingredients is.
It's usually enriched wheat bread, and that's what you don't want, right?
That's right.
You want whole. Look for whole.
The first ingredient on your bread should be whole. If it doesn't say whole, it's not actually whole wheat bread. It's really white bread that has some brown food coloring. Okay, generally. So next one. Oh, peanut butter. Just like almond butter. I'm not going to get into the details. We just covered it. It's the same thing. Go for an organic peanut butter that you have to mix yourself generally to get the oil.
That totally used to gross me out. Like seeing the oil on the top.
Yeah. But it's in there even if you don't see it on the top. Yeah. Okay, so peanut butter is going to be the same as almond butter. And then, your favorite flavored latte. Holy cow, holy sugar. I didn't dairy, get it? Like, I totally just put that together.
Wow, that was
you guys,
hilarious.
Do you know that in a grande latte, for example, there are 4 pumps? If you don't ask for any special, changes to your latte, there's going to be 4 full pumps
of syrup. Of sugar.
Of sugar, yep. And so you need to ease back on that. Same thing, if you're used to those 4 pump lattes, ease back to 3 pumps one day. A couple days later, 2 pumps, get it down to 1 pump. Okay, and then I even have it down now to a splash. I just say a splash of vanilla, please.
Yeah, we were in San Jose, and this one made the lady make her latte because she saw her do 4 pumps.
Absolutely.
She's like, I said 1.
And I did say it 3 times. I'm not trying to, make their job harder, but please do not give me 125 calories and sugar that I don't want, okay? And people don't know that it's included in your favorite latte.
That's super bad for you.
It's super.
I didn't know that.
It is. Yeah, 4 pumps by default. So, and then you can also get the sugar-free versions. I'm personally not a fan of sugar-free or sweeteners, but that's up to you and your belief system. So I would prefer to just get a splash, meaning of hazelnut, real, the sugared kind. Then I would get, I can't talk right now. Rewind.
Aren't the ones that are sugar-free, aren't they more like a chemical-based thing? So that's probably why you're saying,
right?
Because she can't speak right now. So that's probably why you're saying I would prefer to have the non-chemicals and just give me the real thing, but less. It's like when you go for like the whole sugar-free, fat-free, it's usually chemically induced to make it that.
Yeah.
So go for the real thing and then just down your portion.
You are articulate today. Thank you so much.
I've been up a lot.
Or for a long time.
Whatever.
You now. All right, you guys. So stay away from these things, or at least modify them. And for those body sculpting, fat torching workouts, as always, check out Studio Sweat on Demand.